Shalom. All praises to Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, Bahashim Rakab Double honors to the elder apostles, the bishops, and the elders of GMS as well. Peace and salutation to the elect. My name is Ainal. The title of this video is Woe unto you that desire the day of the Lord, Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai. And Salakia, I'm laughing because I just restarted the video. I just restarted the video because I got upset and I was trying to show a video. But anyway, the video that made me upset, you can search it up for yourself. It says shocking footage shows handcuffed inmate who died after prison guards beat him. And then on the video they had it was 144. It was 1 minute and 44 seconds. And basically, Esau Edom is very upset because he's at the end of his empire. But also Hosea 4:6, my people are destroyed for lack of knowledge. And that's because they're not seeking after the Lord, turning back to him and all of that. It's just wicked. So they're gonna get the judgment of the Heavenly Father, Yahweh Bashmi Shai, through his sword, was Esau, Edom the wicked. So but at the end of the day, Esau still gonna pay for it, all right? So anyway, the title of this is Woe unto you that desire the day of the Lord. And basically Esau, Edom desires that day, and at the same time we don't. But basically he's been preparing for it, getting his technology and things up, AI and things like that, prepare himself for the battle pretty much. So that's how he's designed the day of the Lord, so pretty much that'll be what it is about. Let's get into it. So I got Amos 5 and 18, and I got a whole bunch of other videos. It says, Woe unto you, Amos 5 and 18. Woe unto you that desire the day of the Lord, to what ends it for you? For the day of the Lord, Yahweh Bashmi Shai, is darkness and not light. And that's the point. Basically, it's going to be a complete wipeout of the wicked. The Most High Yahweh Bashmi Shai is going to gather the nations, pursuant to Isaiah 34, and basically destroy them. And also 2nd Ezra chapter 13, and I have that. So this is Psalms 83. And I'm grabbing this because Esau Edom has a plan. The wicked of the world has a plan. That the banking families, the Rothschild elites, these individuals, they all have a plan. And that's how I said they're desiring the day of the Lord. So because they're trying to basically win the battle and continuing on with their plans and how they want to carry about their life or whatever. Psalms 83 and verse 1, it says a song or a psalm of Asaph. It says, Keep not thou silence, O Yahweh, hold not thy peace, and be not still, O Yahweh, for lo, thine enemies make a tumult, and they that hate thee have lifted up their head. They have taken crafty counsel against thy people, and consulted against thy hidden ones. They have said, Come, and let us cut them off from many nation, that the name of Israel may be no more remembrance. So the top banking elites know exactly who we are. You have even now, which I'm still trying to confirm on the Bill Gates, but you have Elon Musk and Bill Gates now admitting that Yahweh Shai, whom they're saying Jesus, his name is Yahweh Shai, they're saying that he was a so-called black man, which for the most part, everyone, a lot of people knew this, those that, have the eyes and ears to see and hear, but nonetheless, let me grab this one scripture. Because I still might want to do a video on that. So I'm grabbing this. This is Philippians 2, and I'll grab it up here. Philippians 2 and 10. So Philippians 2 and verse 9, I'll start at. It says, wherefore Yahweh also have highly exalted him and given him a name which is above every name, right? And that goes into his rank, his name is a very, he's high place, is Yahweh Shai, right? It says that at the name of Yahweh Shai, every knee should bow, of things in heaven and things in earth and things under the earth, and that every tongue should confess that Yahweh Shai is Lord, to the glory of Yahweh the Father. So eventually, whether these devils say it now, they say it, they didn't say it, whatever the case may be, they will bow and they will confess that he is Lord, right? And he is what he is, just like the scriptures say, believe on him as the scriptures say it, roughly paraphrasing that scripture. So all these devils will one day, pretty soon, confess this or be brought to the sword, right? So that's the point. And so if these individuals did see the video, or they did, which I'll still do it most likely, because the only way this devil Bill Gates is saying that what he's saying now is because he's over there effing up in Africa and he needs a way out. So back over here, Psalms 83 and 4 says, they have said, come and let us cut them off from many nations, that the name of Israel may be no more in remembrance. So these devils, right, the so-called white man, Esau, Edom, and the rest of these heathen that's in high positions, the banking elites, they know exactly who we are. That's why they're able to cut us off from many nations. That's why they're able to, change laws and times, open the book of the law where they sought to paint the likeness of their images and all of these things. When they took over in the Renaissance period, right, the rebirth of Esau, Edom, the Roman Empire back, that's when they decided to do this crafty council. They went into the book, took out the Apocrypha, all of this to hide, who we are from us, but it's backfired. It was never going to work, right? And we're going to get that. In Revelation chapter 20, at verse 7, the scribes, or the scholars, the biblical scholars of Esau, Edom, wrote in this blue letter Bible here that Esau would go out, prepare war, and also he's doomed, right? There's no escape for Esau, Edom. So that's the point. So they know exactly who we are because they have taken crafty counsel against us to cut us off from being a nation. And then it lists all the enemies here, and that's everybody, all of them, every last one of them, all the heathen, Esau, Edom included, right? Because there's a difference, because in our kingdom, when we get our kingdom, pursuant to like Daniel 7:25, and then also verse 18. So Daniel 7:18, Daniel 7:25, which, just to make sure I'll grab it, we're going to take the kingdom and possess it forever and ever and ever, right? And then after 1,000 years, Esau, Edom will be burnt up and done away with, pursuant to Obadiah. And the rest of the heathen, will go out and govern amongst themselves, and they be subject still to the Israelites, right? So we need one of them come here, they will come and do as we say. So anyway, Daniel 7:18 says, but the saints of the Most High, Yahweh Bashmiah Shai, shall take the kingdom and possess the kingdom forever, even forever and ever. Thus saith the Lord, Yahweh Bashmiah Shai, right? His word doesn't go out void, right? It's not going to come back void. It's going to accomplish exactly what's written. It says, and he shall speak great words. I'm sorry, that's not it. Daniel 7:26, it says, but the judgment shall sit, and they shall take away his dominion to consume and to destroy unto the end. Matter of fact, I'll grab this. Daniel 7:25, and he shall speak great words. He is talking about Esau, Edom, right? It says, and he shall speak great words against the Most High, and shall wear out the saints of the Most High. And are we not, wore out, basically? In this man's kingdom, it says, and do think to change times and laws, and they shall be given into his hand unto a time and times in the binding of times, right? So we were given into the hands of our enemies for a period of time, and that time is almost up, right? Because we still have to go through Jacob's trouble. It says, but the judgment shall sit, and they shall take away his dominion to consume and destroy it unto the end. It says, and the kingdom and dominion and the greatness of the kingdom under the whole heaven shall be given to the people of the saints of the Most High, whose kingdom is an everlasting kingdom, and all dominions shall serve and obey him. Right? So this is going to the fact that the heathen will, all the dominions and people will serve and obey, of course, starting with Yahweh Bashmi Shai, right? When we get our kingdom. So now it's the point, continuing on. Micah 4:11. So, back to our point of basically Esau, Edom, desiring the day of the Lord, basically preparing for it, and trying to cut us off. So he knows pretty much what's coming for him, and he's preparing for that day. Micah 4:11, it says, now also many nations are gathered against thee. They say, let her be defiled, and let our eye look upon Zion. But they know not the thoughts of the Lord Yahweh Bashmi Shai, neither understand they his counsel. For he shall gather them as the sheaves into the floor. Right, and this is going to basically, like wheat? Like the threshing for wheat, you gotta beat it, and then the good part goes through the floor, or whatever. Basically explaining that, roughly, that's what it means. The Most High is basically gonna F them up. All right, I'll read this again. Micah 4:11. It says, now also many nations are gathered against thee. They say, let her be defiled, and let our eye look upon Zion. Right, and basically this is the Israelites. It says, but they know not the thoughts of the Lord Yahweh Bashmi Shai, neither understand they his counsel, for he shall gather them as the sheaves into the floor. So they're doing all of this in a couple scriptures. They think the Lord of Jacob doesn't see, right? He has forgotten, basically. They think the Most High is not watching them. They think they think that one scripture. All together as thyself, or as so this is Psalm 50 and 21. I'll grab it real quick. It says so I'll just start at the point. Psalm 50 and 21, it says, these things thou hast done, and I kept silence. Thou thoughtest that I was altogether such as one as thyself, but I reproved thee and set them in order before thine eyes. That's the point. It says, now consider this, ye that forget Yahweh, lest I tear you in pieces, and there be none to deliver. So you can use this for Esau, Edom. Right. This is Psalm 50 and 16. I'll just start from right here. It says, but unto the wicked Yahweh saith, what hast thou to do to declare my statutes, or that thou shouldest take my covenant in thy mouth, seeing thou hatest instruction and castest thy words behind thee? When thou sawest a thief, then thou consentest with him, and hast been partaker with adulterers. Thou givest thy mouth to evil, and thy tongue frameth deceit. Thou sittest and speakest against thy brother, thou slander thine own mother's son. These things thou hast done, and I kept silence. These things hast thou done, and I kept silence. Though thou thoughtest that I was altogether such as one as thyself, but I will reprove thee and set them in order before thine eyes. Right, and this is I'm trying to think of the scriptures, but basically, in the history, which you have to know the history, but basically, Esau, Edom was a part of destroying us, of course, obviously. So that's pretty much the point of what this is speaking on. It says, now consider this, ye that forget Yahweh, lest I tear you in pieces, and there be none to deliver. It says, whoso offereth praise glorifieth me, and to him that ordereth his conversation aright will I show the salvation of Yahweh. So That's pretty much the point that I wanted. Esau Edom thought that he was good, the Most High was with him, and that what he was doing basically. Another precept to get for this one. Bear with me. If I can find it, let's see. Yeah, this is it. This is Jeremiah 50 and 7. Jeremiah 50 and 7 says, all that found them have devoured them, and their adversaries said, we offend not, because they have sinned against the Lord Yahweh Bashmi Shai, the habitation of justice, even the Lord Yahweh Bashmi Shai, the hope of their fathers. So this is the point. They think, they thought, and they're thinking still that everything is good because, we sinned against the Heavenly Father, but, they basically did more. The scriptures say he was a little displeased. Grabbing that 1 second. This is Zechariah 1 and 15. Zechariah 1 and 15, it says, and I am very sore displeased with the heathen that are at ease. See, Esau Edom, earlier I said that video, which I said I restarted it, but the video made me mad. And these individuals is, on camera beating the guy up, and they're at ease about it. The Most High is going to F them up. It says, and I am very sore displeased with the heathen that are at ease. For I was but a little displeased, and they helped forward the affliction. And that goes back to that history I was talking about. What is it? Raise it. I'll grab that so I can have that. So I'll grab real quick. Bear with me. Psalms 137 and 7. And that's Kahalal Yahweh Bashmi Shai, right? It all came together. I got all the precepts I was just talking about. So, Kahalal Yahweh Bashmi Shai, and that's all praises to Yahweh Bashmi Shai. Psalms 137 and 7. It says, remember, O Lord Yahweh Bashmi Shai, the children of Edom, in the day of Jerusalem, who said, raise it, even to the foundation thereof. It says, O daughter of Babylon, who art to be destroyed, happy shall he be, that reward of thee, as thou has served us. Happy shall he be that taketh and dasheth thy little ones against the stones. Right? So that's the point. So I'll go back over here. Micah 4 and 11, once again getting to the point of Esau Edom ready for the day of the Lord, but it basically won't end well for him, pretty much. But he's desiring the day of the Lord so he can have a chance to stop the inevitable, right? Which is his destruction, because that'd be his I guess second chance, because he tried to stop, when Yahushua was born, trying to seek him out so he can consume and destroy Yahushua. It didn't work out, so now Yahushua is coming back, and I guess he's trying to go for round 2. It's not going to work out. Thus saith the Lord Yahweh Bashmi Shai, right? Micah 4 and 11. It says, now also many nations are gathered against thee that say, let her be defiled, and let our eye look upon Zion. But they know not the thoughts of the Lord Yahweh Bashmi Shai, Yahweh Bashmi Shai, neither understand they his counsel. For he shall gather them as the sheaves into the floor. It says, arise and thresh, O daughter of Zion. For I will make thine horn iron, and I will make thy hoofs brass, and thou shalt beat in pieces many people, and I will concentrate their gain unto the Lord Yahweh Bashmiawashai and their substance unto the Lord of the whole earth. So basically, they're designing the day of the Lord, but it's not going to end well for them, right? It's all going to fall back to that Daniel 7, 25, 26 on down, right? And that Daniel 7, 18, with the saints taking the kingdom and possessing it forever and ever and ever, right? Now, this is Elon Musk. So the point back here, Elon Musk says U.S. needs many hypersonic missiles, long-range drones, anything manned will die very fast. This is the point. They're planning, like I said, pursuant to Psalms 83, they're planning and have planned on the day of the Lord so they can defeat Yahushua, so they can have an attempt to defeat him for the second time. And they're going to use AI and things like that to get it done while they're hiding in their cubbyholes. Grab this. This is, it should be Amos, let me see, Amos 9, around Amos something. Amos. Let's do Amos 9 and 2. I mean, and the title was the point. It says, really, you can just go from right here. Long range drones, anything manned will die very fast. Right. So they're going to be in a, which they could be on top or, in the bunkers and things like that. But I'm only thinking that these elites, since they're going to be preserved, for the first fruits of slavery, that they will be down there with their many servants, cooks and things like that. Probably underground command center, bunker type situation. And they're able to, manually drone the drones from the underground. But Yahushua is going to destroy all of that. Anyway, Amos 9 and 2. It says Amos 9 and 2, and this is just pointing out the fact that they will be there. Amos 9 and 2. So though they dig into hell, then shall mine hand take them. Though they climb up to heaven, thence will I bring them down. So even up in heaven, they got a lot of the satellites or the drones now, they beam off the satellites to control them a little bit. So it doesn't matter if they're up in space or if they're down in their bunkers, the Most High is going to destroy them. But this, like I said, it's just proven that they will be down there. But this part right here is talking about the Israelites, right? But this is the same thing for Esau. Now let me see if I can find that. Let me just grab it. Hold on. This is Isaiah 2 and 19. So I got this point. It says, though they dig into hell, thence shall my hand take them. Though they climb up to heaven, thence will I bring them down. So that's the point. Grab Isaiah 2 and 19. Isaiah 2 and 19, and they shall go into the, let me see. See, a day of reckoning is coming. And that's the point. This is the day of the Lord. Now I'll read it from 12 right here. Just this point. Isaiah 2 and 12, it says, for the day of the Lord of hosts shall be upon everyone that is proud and lofty, and upon everyone that is lifted up. He shall be brought low. And who's the most proud? Who's the most lofty? That's Esau, Edom. So Isaiah 2 and 19, and they shall go into the holes of the rocks, into the caves of the earth, for fear of the Lord Yahweh Bashmiawashai, and for the glory of his majesty, when he arises to shake terribly the earth. Right, and that's exactly what, the day of the Lord is. Yahweh Bashmiawashai coming to destroy this place, and Esau, Edom is terribly afraid. and that's why they want long range drones so they can be down there in the holes in the rocks and try to reach Yahweh Shai. But also at the same time, World War III is going to be going on, and that war is going to get nuclear, and the elites are going to be hiding, right, while the armies are fighting. You know, he says anything man will die very fast, so they understand what's to come. All right, this is Isaiah 47, and we'll go. Let's see, we'll probably start at 6. I just read this. Isaiah 47:6, it says, I was wroth with my people. I have polluted mine inheritance and given them into thine hand. Thou didst show them no mercy. Upon the ancient hast thou very heavily laid thy yoke. And thou saidst, I shall be a lady forever, so that thou didst not lay these things to thy heart, neither didst remember the latter end of it. And that's the point. But continuing on, it says, therefore hear now this, thou that art given to pleasures, that dwellest carelessly, that saith in thine heart, I am, and none else beside me. I shall not sit as a widow, neither shall I know the loss of children. But these two things shall come to thee in a moment, in one day, the loss of children and widowhood. They shall come upon thee in their perfection for the multitude of thy sorceries and for the great abundance of thine enchantments. It says, for thou hast trusted in thy wickedness, thou hast said, none seeth me, thy wisdom and thy knowledge, it have perverted thee. And thou hast said in thine heart, I am, and none else beside me. Therefore shall evil come upon thee, thou shalt not know from whence it riseth, and mischief shall fall upon thee. Thou shalt not be able to put it off, and desolation shall come upon thee suddenly, which thou shalt not know. And the point right here is, the councils, which he was getting to over here. You see, where is that? I didn't get to it yet. Oh, yeah, right here. Micah 4:12, it says, but they know not the thoughts of the Lord Yahweh Bashmiawashai, right? They know not the thoughts of the Lord Yahweh Bashmiawashai, neither understand they his counsel, where he shall gather them as the sheaves into the floor. So you get right here. It says, stand now, Isaiah 47:12, stand now with thine enchantments and with the multitude of thy sorceries, wherein thou hast labored from thy youth, if so be thou shalt be able to profit, if so be thou mayest prevail. It says, thou art wearied in the multitude of thy counsels. So, they're trying to counsel against the Lord Yahweh Bashmiawashai. They're trying to figure out how to defeat him, and how can they, accomplish what they're trying to accomplish, basically, against the Lord, because the Lord is against them. They're adversary to the Lord, right? It says, thou art wearied in the multitude of thy counsels. Let now the astrologers, the stargazers, and the monthly procrastinators stand up and save thee from these things that shall come upon thee. And this is basically a taunt, because there ain't nothing that can be done to save these individuals at all. So, this is Proverbs 21:30. It says, there is no wisdom nor understanding, nor counsel against the Lord Yahweh. There is no wisdom nor understanding, nor counsel against the Lord Yahweh Bahashim Yahushai. And that's the point, right? They're weary in the multitude of the counsels, but they're trying to counsel against the Lord, and there's no counsel against him. So, Proverbs 21:31, it says, the horse is prepared against the day of battle, but safety is of the Lord Yahweh Bahashim Yahushai. When I read this, I was thinking about the horse and the rider. So, pretty much, and also going back to my point, woe unto you that desire the day of the Lord, and that's Esau Edom. It says the horse is prepared against the day of battle. Well, the day of battle really and truly is the return of Yahweh Bashmi Yahushai, right? When Yahushai comes and to guide the nations to battle them, Satan and his angels. So, but safety is of the Lord Yahweh Bashmi Yahushai. So we have to trust in the Lord, and the name of the Lord is a strong tower, right? Grab that. That's Proverbs 18 and verse 10. It says, the name of the Lord Yahweh Bahashim Yahushai is a strong tower. The righteous run into it and is safe. That's the point, right? You need to know the names. You need to call on the names. Going over here to Job 39, and we'll start at 19. It says, "Hast thou given the horse strength? Thou hast thou clove his neck with thunder? Canst thou make him afraid as a grasshopper? The glory of his nostrils is terrible." Okay, so this is I'm equating this to Esau Edom, right? Job 39:19, it says, "Hast thou given the horse strength? Hast thou clothed his neck with thunder? Canst thou make him afraid as a grasshopper? The glory of his nostrils is terrible. He paweth in the valley and rejoiceth in his strength. He goeth on to meet the armed men. He mocketh at fear and is not affrighted. Neither turneth he back from the sword. The quiver rileth against him, the glittering spear and the shield." It says, "He swalloweth the ground with fierceness and rage. Neither believeth he that it is the sound of the trumpet. He saith among the trumpets, Ha ha, and he smelleth the battle afar off, the thunder of the captains and the shouting." So I'm equating this to Esau Edom because going into the horse and the rider, and this is how Esau Edom looked towards his enemy also. It says he puffeth at his enemies. Grab that. This is Psalms 10:5. Psalms 10:5, right? This is the wicked. It says a prayer to overthrow the wicked. Psalms 10:5. It says, "His ways are always grievous, thy judgments are far above out of his sight." And that's going to that council, right? They don't understand it, that the Most High is about to come destroy them. It says, "His ways are always grievous, thy judgments are far above out of his sight. As for all his enemies, he puffeth at them." Right? It's just like Esau Edom is taunting. He's taunting the Lord. He's blaspheming the Lord. And I'll grab that real quick. That is this is Revelation chapter 13 and verse 6. It says, "He opened his mouth and blasphemed against Yahweh, to blaspheme his name and his tabernacle and them that dwell in heaven." So that's against the Lord, the angels, and of course the Israelites here on earth, whom he's had in his possession, us, the hopeful elect, right? And all the Israelites, even the 2/3, he's fucking them up. As if you go look at that video, which is insane, and that dude that they beat up in that video is dead, And that's why we need the Lord, right? We need that protection. That guy obviously didn't know the names of the Lord, and he wasn't following after the Lord, right? And we're thankful that we're in a position where we can call on the names, because this is a gift given, right? Faith and all of this, this whole thing that we're involved in. So, but at the end of the day, Esau will pay. So that's the point. You puff at his enemies. So like I said, I'm equating this to Esau Edom. It says Job 39:22, "He mocketh at fear. He is not affrighted, neither turneth he back from the sword." So moving on. I was going to get this whole thing here. This is Zechariah 12:1. The point I wanted was in 4. It says, "The burden of the word of the Lord Yahweh Bashmiawashai for Israel, saith the Lord, which spreadeth forth the heavens, and layeth the foundation of the earth, and formeth the spirit of man within him. Behold, I will make Jerusalem a cup of trembling unto all the people round about, when they shall be in the siege both against Judah and against Jerusalem. And in that day will I make Jerusalem a burdensome stone for all people. All that burden themselves with it shall be cut in pieces, though all the people of the earth be gathered together against it." Right? So that goes on, once again, that crafty counsel in them preparing for the day of the Lord. It says, "In that day, saith the Lord Yahweh Bashmiawashai," and Lord willing, you can see that. Zechariah 12:4, it says, "In that day, saith the Lord Yahweh Bashmiawashai, I will smite every horse with astonishment, and his rider with madness. I will open mine eyes upon the house of Judah, and will smite every horse of the people with blindness. So, this is the point. The horse and his rider, Esau, Edom, and his armies. Okay, I grabbed this in the NLT. It says, on that day, says the Lord Yahweh Bashmi Awashai, I will cause every horse to panic and every rider to lose his nerve. I will watch over the people of Judah. I will blind all the horses of their enemies. Right, and that's the point. I don't think I'm going to get the rest, because ultimately what this is going into is the kingdom. We're going into the kingdom, basically. Right, and this is leading up to the kingdom, right? That Esau, Edom, preparing for war, Jacob's trouble, nuclear destruction, all of that, and then the Most High comes and save us. And that goes into us being the battle axis. And this one, Micah 4:13, arise and thresh, O Lord of Zion, because we're going to get spiritual powers, right? So that's the point. And I want to grab some more precepts on that. This is Exodus 15:1. Then sang Moses and the children of Israel this song unto the Lord Yahweh Bashmi Awashai, and spake, saying, I will sing unto the Lord, for he hath triumphed gloriously. The horse and his rider have he thrown into the sea. Right now, that was our escape. Fleeing from Pharaoh. Exodus 15:21, and Miriam answered them, sing ye to the Lord Yahweh Bashmi Awashai, for he hath triumphed gloriously. I'm probably saying that kind of weird. It says the horse and his rider have he thrown into the sea. And then I also got these, which I read already. And I want to grab this, Jeremiah 51:21. It says, and with thee will I break in pieces the horse and his rider. So it's going to the fact that in that day and in that time, whenever the Lord allows, after he comes back, or whatever the case may be, and we get those spiritual powers, it says, Jeremiah 51:21, and with thee will I break in pieces the horse and his rider, and with thee will I break in pieces the chariot and his rider. Right, that's the point. So this is Revelations 12:7. It says, and there was war in heaven. Michael and his angels fought against the dragon, and the dragon fought and his angels. And you can get Daniel 12. And 1. The time of the end, Daniel 12:1. It says, and at that time shall Michael, the archangel Michael, right, that's coming with the Lord Yahushua. It says, and at that time shall Michael stand up, the great prince, who is standing for the children of thy people, the Israelites. It says, and there shall be a time of trouble, such as never was since there was a nation, even to that same time. So there will be a time of trouble. It's called Jacob's trouble. Right? That's Jeremiah 30:6, around that area. So I'll make sure I get it right after this. It says, and at that time shall Michael stand up, the great prince, which standeth for the children of thy people, and there shall be a time of trouble, such as never was since there was a nation, even to that time, that same time. And at that time thy people shall be delivered, every one that shall be found written in the book. Right? And exactly, that's the hopeful elect. And the point is, Michael, will be here fighting for us. This is Jeremiah 36. It says, I start at 5. Jeremiah 30:5, it says, for thus saith the Lord Yahweh Bashmi Awashai, we have heard a voice of trembling, of fear, and not of peace. Ask ye now, and see whether a man doeth travail with child. Wherefore do I see every man with his hands on his loins, as a woman in travail, and all faces are turned into paleness. Alas, for that day is great, so that none is like it. It is even the time of Jacob's trouble, but he shall be saved out of it. Right, and that's going to the hopeful elect. You got Isaiah 65, starting around verse 13. The fact that the elect will be saved, and comforted, and merry and singing during this time, because we have invested and stored up treasures in heaven, by turning back to the Lord, putting in the work, going out, teaching, doing these videos and lessons, things like that. So, continuing. Revelation 12:7, and there was war in heaven. Michael and his angels fought against the dragon, and the dragon fought and his angels, and prevailed not. Neither was there place found any more in heaven. And the great dragon was cast out, that old serpent called the devil and Satan, which deceiveth the whole world. He was cast out into the earth, and his angels were cast out with him. And that's the point. You know, the great battle that's coming that Esau Edom is prepared for, basically. You know, by having their drones and things like that. And even they knew, which we're going to get shortly, that Yahushua will come, which I have a video on that. So here I have Satan freed and doomed. And the point is, like I said, these biblical scholars, you know, put this thing together. And it says Satan freed, Esau Edom, the so-called white man, and then doomed. That's the whole point, you know, which they got a comma there. So basically, it's all together. Satan freed and doomed should be there, basically. Revelations 20:7, it says, when 1,000 years are expired, Satan shall be loosed out of his prison. Right, so that's going to the rebirth of Roman Empire, which is now modern day Babylon the Great, which your guy Elon Musk said America is the new Rome. He posted on Twitter. You can go check it out. Whatever it is, Elon Musk right there. Revelations 20:7, and when 1,000 years are expired, Satan shall be loosed out of his prison, and shall go out to deceive the nations which are in the four quarters of the earth, Gog and Magog, to gather them together to battle, the number of whom is as the sand of the sea. So this was Esau Edom's plan. And what is, you know, basically what was going to happen. And they're doing exactly that. They even have it laid out of, what is it, that dude, Benjamin Netanyahu. You know, they're talking about, oh, we're going to take Lebanon, we're going to take Syria, we're going to take Iran. Right, so they got a whole plan laid out of what they're going to do. And that goes to that crafty council. And basically their end goal to control the world and ultimately try to defeat Yahushua when he comes. You know, it says Revelations 20:8, it says, and shall go out to deceive the nations which are in the four quarters of the earth, Gog and Magog, to gather them together to battle, the number of whom is as the sand of the sea. It says, and they went up on the breadth of the earth and compassed the camp of the saints about in the beloved city, and fire came down from Yahweh out of heaven and devoured them. And the devil that deceived them was cast into the lake of fire and brimstone, where the beast and the false prophet are, and shall be tormented day and night forever and ever. And that's just going to the fact that they will lose and be destroyed. I'll grab this in the NLT. Revelations 20:7, and when the 1,000 years come to an end, let me grab this. 1 second. That's still good. It says, when 1,000 years come to an end, Satan, Esau Edom, will be let out of his prison. He will go out to deceive the nations called Gog and Magog, which is Russia, and every corner of the earth. So basically, you know, he went out to deceive all nations, right? But he's also, you know, coming against Russia to make to the battle, basically, which is World War III. It says he will go out to deceive the nations called Gog and Magog, and every corner of the earth. He will gather them together for battle, a mighty army as numberless as the sand. As sand along the seashore. It says, and I saw them as they went up on the broad plain of the earth and surrounded Yahweh's people in the beloved city, but fire from heaven came down on the attacking armies and consumed them. Then the devil who had deceived them was thrown into the fiery lake of burning sulfur, joining the beast and the false prophet. There they will be tormented day and night forever and ever. Right, and that's basically going, like I said, going to that destruction and them losing. It says the defeat of Satan in the NLT. So Satan freed and doomed, and then I was gonna get, you know, what is a comma basically, because when I read it, I was like, Satan freed, and then it just says doomed, but it, you know, it should be like and doomed or whatever. But it says comma, a punctuation mark, indicating a pause between parts of a sentence. So, I mean, you could have put like Satan freed and doomed, but they put Satan freed, doomed, right? So that's the point. It says it is also used as separate items in a list and to mark the place of 1,000 and a large numeral. So basically, This is a list. Satan free is list 1, and then doom is the end of it. Is list 2. The list is done. All right. This second Ezra chapter 13, verse 1. And it came to pass after 7 days, I dreamed a dream by night, and lo, there arose a wind from the sea, that it moved all the waves thereof. And I beheld, and lo, that man waxed strong with the thousands of heaven, and when he turned his countenance to look, all things trembled that were seen under him. So this man is Yahushua. It says, and whensoever the voice went out of his mouth, all they burned that heard his voice, like as the earth felleth when it filleth the fire. Right, so this is Yahushua coming back, and basically coming back around the time World War III is happening to destroy the armies, and all their AI drones and all of that stuff. It says, and after this I beheld, and lo, there was gathered together a multitude of men out of number from the four winds of the heaven to subdue the man that came out of the sea. And we're going to grab that video because they knew Yahushua is coming. They knew he was coming with the chariots, and they knew, hey, when Yahushua comes, we got to team up together to come against him so we can continue in our bullshit ass world, right? Wicked ass abominable world, right? No one's happy here. The wicked are ruling, people mourn. It says, but I beheld, and lo, he had graved himself a great mountain and flew upon it. But I will have seen the region or place whereout the hill was graven, and I could not. This great mountain is a chariot. If you'll grab this, Revelations 14 and 14. It says, and I looked, and behold, a white cloud, and upon the cloud one sat like unto the Son of Man, having on his head a golden crown, and his hand a sharp sickle. So these are chariots, right? And Yahushua is going to come in a chariot. Let me grab this NLT. It says, then I saw a white cloud, and seated on the cloud was someone like the Son of Man. He had a gold crown on his head and a sharp sickle in his hand, right? So that's the point. Yahushua is coming, right? This is Yahushua on his chariot, which is, they call it a cloud. His chariot. So, it says, but I, back to 2nd Ezra chapter 13, verse 6, but I beheld, and lo, he had graven himself a great mountain, and flew upon it. But I will have seen the region or place whereout the hill was graven, and I could not. So it was a gigantic fathership, which is a gigantic chariot, right? And after this I beheld, and lo, all they which were gathered together to subdue him were sore afraid and yet thirst fight. Right, so Esau's armies and the heathen armies are going to be out there fighting, scared as hell, still fighting them. And Esau, Edom, the wicked elite banking people, probably going to be inside the bunkers, like I said, fighting too, with unmanned drones. And all that stuff going to be destroyed. It says, and lo, as he saw the violence of the multitude that came, he neither lifted up his hand, nor held sword, nor any instrument of war. But only I saw that he sent out of his mouth as it had been a blast of fire, and out of his lips a flaming breath, and out of his tongue he cast out sparks and tempests. And that's the laser beams coming from the chariots. It says, and they were all mixed together, the blast of fire, the flaming breath, and the great tempest, and fell with violence upon the multitude which was prepared to fight. They was prepared to fight. Going back to what it was over here. Proverbs 21:31, the horse is prepared against the day of battle, but safety is of the Lord Yahweh Bashmi Awashai. It says, the multitude, I read again, verse 11, and they were all mixed together, the blast of fire, the flaming breath, and the great tempest, and fell with violence upon the multitude which was prepared to fight, and burned them up every one, so that upon a sudden of an innumerable multitude nothing was to be perceived, but only dust and smell of smoke. When I saw this, I was afraid. Right? So Ezra seen this and he was afraid, That's the point. And it says, afterward saw I the same man come down from the mountain and call unto him another peaceable multitude. And that's the hopeful elect. Right? So, the point is they were prepared to fight. Esau, is designed to the Lord, to try to defeat him for a second time. Here's this video.
Forget
forget
how much unites, not forget how much unites all the members of humanity. Perhaps we need some outside universal threat to make us recognize this common bound. I occasionally think how quickly our differences worldwide would vanish if we were facing an alien threat from outside this world. And yet I ask you, is not an alien force already among us? What could be more alien to the universal aspirations of our peoples than war and the threat of war? 2 centuries ago in a hall much smaller than this one, in Philadelphia, Americans met to draft.
All right, so that's the video. You can check his website out. I just found it. It looks pretty interesting. They got a lot of like articles and stuff like that. One thing I wanted to add to this, because they got like memoirs and things like that. Cristobal Colon, or Christopher Columbus, traveled like what was. I can't remember the exact date. I wanted to say like 1597 or something, but I'm not too sure. Hold on, Christopher. Saint Elmo's Fire. So let me grab this real quick. So basically, this is a chariot, and this is in their memoir. So they knew about the chariots and they knew they would come. All right, so what? Right here, 1492. So we got the good old AI that Esau invented that is steadily telling on him. It says, yes, Christopher Columbus experienced St. Elmo's Fire during his voyage across the Atlantic to discover the Americas. What is St. Elmo's Fire? So you're gonna lie a little bit, which they've been working on it. They've been trying to fix it so it can be lying. It says St. Elmo's Fire is a continuous electrical discharge that occurs at the tips of pointed objects such as ships' masts during thunderstorms. It appears as a glowing orb of blue or a violet light and is often accompanied by a hissing sound. Now, everyone that's watching news right now and talking about these drones or whatever, you would describe it just like this. So this is in their memoirs that a chariot led Christopher Columbus, because this nigga, he was never going to find where this place was at without the help of the Lord, of course. So the chariot led him over there. It's a chariot, all right? So you can search this up. So they knew about this. That was the point. They knew about this, and therefore they made Space Force. Space Force, let's get it. AI. It says United States Space Force is a branch of United States Armed Forces that conducts military operations in space. So they're preparing and waiting for the Lord, right? And they're thinking they're going to overthrow him, and they won't. So you can search this up, Space Force. Pretty much that's what it's for. Space Force, because Yahushua is coming through, to crack the clouds, crack the sky, and every eye shall see. And I'll grab that, and that'll be that. I got all this, right? Yep. This is Revelations 1:7. It says, behold, he cometh with clouds, and every eye shall see him, and they also which pierce him, and all kindreds of the earth shall wail because of him, even so, amen. Right? And I'll say, call Allah Yahweh Bashmi Al Shai. With that, I'll say, Shalom to the elect, which consists of men, women, and children. Shalom.